Adventure is in my blood. Finding treasures big or small and having fun is what it's all about. With my wife Melissa and our 3 kids, life is pretty full. But there isn't a mountain we can't climb together. This isn't your ordinary antique store. My name is Alex Archbold and this is Curiosity Inc. Well, good morning and welcome to today's episode. I'm going to be working through the general store today. I'm waiting right now for Patrick to come. We're not going out to pick apples or anything. I've got some baskets and boxes and stuff in the back because it was the last day for the store the other day. We are moving completely out of the old location and into the new and into the unknown. Still don't know when my opening date's going to be. Still don't know if everything's going to be okay at this moment. But we're pressing forward and trying to make an amazing space, and we're going to keep going forward with it. So follow along today as we say goodbye to the old location officially. I'm hoping by the end of this video it will be emptied out, it'll be clean, and I'll have the new store looking pretty darn good. So now just wait for Patrick and then off we go. Patrick has arrived. We're here putting up a sign on the door that says we are closed for business at this location. And what we have to do is start taking all of this small stuff off the shelves so I can get these shelves moved over. After the shelves are in place at the new location, I can start moving all the small stuff that came off of it. Oh, a lot of work has to happen today. There's still a fair amount of stuff in the old location here, even though the new store is pretty full. And then on the weekend, we're gonna move showcases, bigger shelves. These 2 showcases are going, the Zoltar's gotta go. So anything bigger is gonna go on the weekend. But right now, we're emptying off shelves so we can get them moved over to the new spot. It's been 3 wonderful years at this location, and I'm kind of sad to see it go. But on the other hand, we're going into something amazing. I am leaving these wonderful shelves behind that are built in. Josh, it's actually the first thing I had Josh and Dakota build for me was that shelf behind me there. I am going to bring the library ladder with me to the new spot. Just a lot of memories. It's going to be sad to see this place shut down. Hey Dad, decided to peek your head in the door? Had to go set it up in the new spot. Patrick is busy helping me clean the windows. I want to make sure they are all nice and clean before we put it all back up, because I am planning on covering that whole wall in shelves. We're going to leave this window open. This one is going to be covered. So before we do that, we're going to get it all cleaned out, vacuumed out, and make it look nice so we can cover it. Window is clean after many, many years. Patrick and I just ran out from doing a little bit of work on the old store here because a fellow called me up just about a block or 2 away and had a whole garage full of antiques for me to sort through. And of course I had to go, and of course I ended up with some stuff. It seems like every episode I do of this general store series, I'm buying things at the same time, but you can't say no when you see things at someone's garage, like a Hopalong Cassidy thermos or an old pedal tractor or a Con two-berry sax. There's all sorts of things that that need to come back with me for many reasons, but I am gonna get this back in the new store now, and it will be up for grabs, I guess, when we eventually do open the doors. Check the toys and stuff out that I bought in a minute, but what we really have to do is start getting these guitars off the ground. We bought a couple boards. They're actually just fence boards, but the color is really darn close to what we needed for the trim. I've marked off the space on the wall. We're gonna do 2 high, so there's gonna be a row here and then a row above it. We're gonna start getting these boards in place and hopefully get these guitars off the floor. I forgot my level at the other store, but Patrick's phone has a level on it, handy little level app. That looks just about right. I'm gonna make sure these go into the studs because when you're mounting a bunch of heavy guitars on it, you have to make sure that it's going into something solid behind there. Otherwise, it's gonna rip out of the wall. Board for the guitar hangers is up, and I left enough room so the guitars could stagger. We're gonna do one layer up top and one down below, but I wanted to do sort of a feature wall with artwork, and I think I have just the right thing for it. Got a fair bit accomplished at the new store today. Most of our shelves are built. There's just a couple more I have to bring over, but I still have all this stuff to bring, which means tonight I have to start drawing some floor plans and start figuring out where things like the arcade machines, showcases, Coke machines are still gonna go. It's gonna be a lot of work. It has been the whole time, but you have to be very organized. So I feel that the right steps have been taken. We've got the shelves going up first, they're empty. Tomorrow I'll move over as much small stuff as possible with Sean. And then Saturday, Patrick and I, who's standing right behind me somewhere back there, Patrick and I are gonna come back here. You're gonna be up for it Saturday? Yep. And move over the heavy stuff. So we'll use leverage, we'll have a moving truck, and then all the rest of the showcases and things will have to go into the addition. So tonight I'm gonna take a little bit of time and do up some floor plans and figure out exactly where everything's gonna go and try and maximize the square footage in the back room. But for today, that's about all she wrote. What I have right now in the back room is essentially a big square to work with. Now, I have already put shelves, basically kind of like that, and then all the way down. I put shelves all the way down this side, and I have plans to put a showcase here and a showcase there, but there's still more shelves. I started today by putting 2 shelves back to back. I'm thinking possibly a showcase here, and I want to have some open space to put maybe, you know, like a Coke machine, a motorcycle, you know, just some little things all over the place. I am still worried about everything fitting. Fireplace or stove, I should call it, is going to go right in this area, so I'll have to put a little screen around that, and the back door here. So at some point I've got to try and get all these other items in place. I have a bunch of showcases, about 3 or 4 that I'm planning on bringing over. So I might be able to put them on either ends and kind of create a special viewing area for them. I did get power put in the ceiling right in the center, so I am able to electrify and power up all the things that are there. But until I really start getting the fixtures and stuff in place, it's just a guessing game, a general idea about where I want things to go, but sometimes you have to shuffle them around a little bit in the space to be sure. Well, good morning. There's a lot going on today. I have to completely move out of our old location. I have landscapers coming at some point, hopefully today. I don't see any trucks yet, but at some point they're supposed to be showing up to get the tree that I chopped down out of here. Actually, it was more of a trimming. It was meant to be a hedge. It was overgrown. It was like 8 feet tall, so I took it way back. Josh and Dakota should be here in about an hour and a half. Sean is helping out today with move. A lot going on. For the time being, my car is completely full of inventory, and I'm trying to move it over a little bit at a time while we get this store ready to go and I move out completely of my other location. So follow along on today's episode as we get the backyard, some landscaping done, a little parking pad put in, we get some stuff built in the back room, and I move over completely and start setting up the new store. It's gonna be a big one. I don't see any landscapers yet, but I do see a whole bunch of blocks of pressure treated wood. I'm not entirely sure what that's for just yet. Hopefully they'll come back. The idea is I'm going to put a little parking pad back here that extends from the garage all the way over and back, so that whole area needs to be leveled. The challenge that we had with it, you can see where the sidewalk was. That's more or less where the ground level should be. As we get down near the end here, over the years, people have added soil, and we now have essentially 1.5 feet or 2 feet of extra height. It's hard to tell from how I'm videoing this here, but I am standing quite a bit higher than where that sidewalk is. So they've got to take this all back down. In fact, it's so high right now, the garage door doesn't even close all the way because there's so much dirt in the way. So they're going to scrape this all down, level it all off, put a nice little pad in, get rid of that tree, stump grind it, Lots of work to be done this morning, but I don't see a crew. That's okay that they're not here right now. I have a lot of other work I have to do, including unloading my car, which is what I'm going to do right now. I have something planned for the space in front of the window. I just have to go grab it from the car and get it set up. That window makes the perfect spot for a lamp display. I didn't realize I had so many of these old oil lamps, but I guess when you go around your store and collect everything, you find you have a lot more something than you expected. Now just figure out what's going to go in the other shelves on the other side. I think I'm going to do books over there, continue that as sort of a library. Oh, here comes trouble. Looks like Josh and I don't know if Jakota's here, but Josh is here for sure. Better get this door opened up. Yeah, you guys haven't seen it since I had the floor more or less done and shelves starting to go in.
Yeah, you had this little square done. That's all I saw of the floor.
Yeah, it still kind of stinks in here, but eventually that'll go away once the varnish smell goes. Yeah. So you've been busy. You were building a chicken mansion.
Yeah.
It's not a chicken coop. That's nice enough to live in for like a human, if you want to live with a bunch of chickens, I guess. But
yeah, well, yeah, it's pretty big. It's going to have a second story now because I made it so freaking tall. So I'm going to put a ceiling in there just so that it's not so hard to heat. But
you can put the chickens on the second floor and a bunch of like frying pans on the bottom so their eggs can fall directly into the frying pan. It'd be like instant breakfast.
Yeah.
So I need you guys' help today finishing up a couple things. One, this window you had some kind of plan for. I don't know what it is. I've left that pretty much for you to do whatever you have to do. Same thing with around the door. We need to probably finish doing some burlap treatment up at the top there, getting that stapled in. And finally, last but not least, building some sort of door or cover for this. The electrical panel does not look super snappy.
Oh, yeah.
It's pretty gross right now.
Yeah.
And you are allowed to put a door over it. You just can't cover it permanently, obviously, because that'd be horrible to cover your breaker box. So,
Yeah.
So something creative there that would cover that and make it look half decent.
Okay.
So that's pretty much the main job for today. You guys up for it?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, great.
I haven't planned just yet.
Right, so you brought wood, you brought lumber.
Yeah.
You're just figuring this out as you go?
Just figuring it out as I go. Seeing what looks good, basically. Or what I think looks good. And hopefully you do too.
Yeah. That reclaimed lumber from somewhere?
Yeah, this actually came from the guy where we were going to use the door that he had, but then we decided just to open it up.
Yeah.
It's the same guy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's a good guy to know.
Yeah.
Okay, well, were you working on that? We lost Jakota. I heard him playing a harmonica or accordion at the front, and then he just disappeared. He pieced out. I see the tree stump removal guys here. Hey, how's it going? So your machine broke down the other day?
Yeah.
So, and you figured it out?
Yeah, it's all fixed, everything.
So you can say it didn't stump you?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Okay, what do you need done?
Dad joke gone horribly wrong. This is the tree that's getting out of here. I thought my stumped joke was golden in the stump removing community, but apparently I failed miserably. Fail on the dad joke this morning, but he is here and he's going to start clearing out the back area there. Thankfully, Josh and Jakota did not witness my failure of my dad joke, but they heard about it. But he's going to get working on getting the back area cleaned out.
This is the thought. I don't know how well this will convey. Okay, imagine this is too small, but this is one of the pieces you had left over. Imagine that goes there like that.
Okay.
I'll rip it down a bit. Then this is obviously way too big. A piece like this goes into there.
Well, I see you're going to board off the window like an old abandoned building.
Right.
It's going to give me the aesthetic I was hoping for.
And then there will be a piece in there, and then there will be a piece of trim somewhere in there. And then it just goes all over to match that wall there, sort of.
Right, but does the vinyl of that window serve any other purpose, like drainage, or does it have to breathe? Will covering it with wood cause any issues on the inside?
I don't think so, no.
Or is there a way that we could continue it over and then just do like a little piece and butt it up against that?
Like this?
Yeah, like that instead of going all the
Or
way
like
over.
this.
Even like that would be fine.
Yeah, we can do that. We can do that. It's just, I want it to look like it's trimmed out so that it doesn't look like it's covered, you know? I want it to look like
But like it's always been there.
it was thought about, not so that it was like,
Oh, we
oh,
need
just
carpet,
put that
yeah.
there because it looks weird or whatever.
How about I trust you? Ideally, I'd like to maintain as much of the window, and I think if we go overlap it, it's going to cut back on that.
It's not going to cover any of the window. It'll be like this.
And the window's still going to be open. And
Oh
closed,
yeah,
okay?
you can open that, no
Okay,
problem.
why don't you make it the way that it will make you happy? Because I can't. Our relationship with windows in this building is that you have been right so far. So I'm going to trust your judgment on making that look cool.
But I'm not always right.
Oh, I never said that. I just said you've been right on the windows. You're right a lot, though. You should be proud of your correctness.
Okay.
And I see Tree Guy's out there doing his thing.
Yeah.
It's weird. I feel like I'm cheating on Hans. That sounded way wrong, but he's not here, and he's normally my tree guy. But I don't think Hans has a stump grinder, so that's who the landscaper's hired. But he's gonna clear the whole thing. I just said, yeah, take all this stuff out, and he's like, okie dokie. It's a serious business, this stump grinding business. You know, I'm one of the biggest book dealers in Edmonton.
Are you?
Yeah, look at the size of these things. They're starting to get some equipment set up. We are going to be fixing the grade on this side of the building and blue boarding all along the side of it. That should keep any moisture and water out of that basement, which is top priority for me as we get into, possibly a rainy day here. But I really want to get that done. It's important to keep your building nice and dry. There goes the sod. Looks like the guys have broken for lunch, but they've got the sod neatly ripped out. I'm told they're gonna do some blue boarding, go down a ways, and then level off this grade so it creates kind of a channel down the middle here. I believe they've got enough soil and material from all the excess stuff we took out in the back to do it. And it's just a matter of sod, and that'll be that. But the tree is gone. The stump guy is working quick. They're getting that all out, and we're starting to see, I guess there's a giant concrete slab over there for some reason. It's probably been years since anybody's touched this soil back here. They've been taking loads of material out of here just to get it down to the proper level that it should be. At some point, I imagine someone had dropped a whole lot of soil in this particular area for whatever reason. But we'll be able to actually drive in this garage now, which will be good. And I've enlisted the help of Sean today because we're both kind of technically unemployed, I guess, because our actual location is closed down. So Sean is working here today getting the new place set up. So far, what do you think?
It's pretty beautiful. This back room has come a long ways.
Yeah, it's been a lot of work, but now you get to be a part of this journey. Haha, so instead of working in the store, he's going to help me move today. Dakota and Josh are going to continue working on the window treatments and the shelves, and the people are outside, all the people are outside, working on getting our parking pad done and the grading fixed on the outside. Tons of stuff going on today. It's a very busy day. Just to hope that this fits, I think this will be the perfect spot for it. If I can get it to go. Try and make sure it's centered. It's got to come over a tiny bit more. I do think it's pretty cool though. Well, that should do it. One giant harmonica in place. The view from the backside, they've got their crush and gravel ready to go in as the base. They're clearing this all down nice and clean. You can see they've already scraped it down. Had no idea there was a cement curb or slight foundation on this little garage there. That's a surprise to me. I thought it was just dirt floor. They've taken quite a bit of material away. Big pile of dirt. And then he's just basically getting it all cleaned up so they can start getting this packed and put in.
Here to stop the water going in, putting a rubber barrier.
On this side, the crew is back from, I assume you guys went for lunch.
Yeah, we had a break.
Or else at noon you guys turned into pumpkins, you all disappeared.
Yeah.
So Josh, why don't you walk us through what's going on back here?
Yeah, what we're doing here is we're putting in a retaining wall, and we're going to put a rubber barrier in between up against the wood there halfway up, and we're going to make sure water just keeps grading away from the house.
Yeah, that was a major issue for me. One of the challenges we had when we bought the property was that water was getting in. And I think a combination of the fact that the gutters up top were completely covered in tree debris. And this slope is from this apartment building. It looks like when they graded it right down towards my wall.
Yeah. No, it's definitely grading the wrong way. We've got to build this wood up so we can grade it the right way so it goes away from the house. Yeah.
And now I notice you guys are all wearing Kelly's landscaping shirts now. If I spot in the crowd, that's Kelly back there. So Kelly owns a company. She's there supervising, checking, making sure everything's running smooth. So thank you for having us out. So if you're in the Edmonton area and you need some landscaping, you can phone up that friendly lady. Her or her daughter or someone will answer the phone, and a crew of magical people will show up and do things for you. The guitar wall is coming along pretty nicely, but I was saving something special for the top. I was saving this. I didn't want just any old guitar hanger. I wanted something really special, and I found these guys online. They're called Guitar Grip. They custom make these. Of course, they're super cool. I gotta show you. They've got all sorts of different styles. I ordered one that was kind of more on the antique-y side because we have an antique store. But I thought this would be really cool to display our neat guitars up on the top. Let me show you. They make hands, guitar grips, but they're hands that hold your guitar. So it sits right in there, you display it, you put it on the wall, and this hand protrudes from your wall and will hold your guitar for you. I thought it was super neat and a very interesting idea. And I love having a little splash of artsiness in the shop. So I thought these would do the trick. Now, I don't have anybody here to lend a hand today. So it's just gonna be me getting these installed up top. I'm gonna get cracking. What I want to do with this top board back here is to have it so it looks like two hands, a left and a right, are kind of coming out and holding a guitar in each hand. I think that's going to give me the aesthetic I want. And first things first, they've given me this little screw that's threaded on one side and wood screw on the other, and you have to drill a hole into the wood where you want it. You put it into the hand and then you twist the hand in. So I gotta find my drill and my drill bits, and then we're gonna drill some holes and start lining them up where these hands are gonna go. I'm excited to see. I was just thinking, this is the type of job that would be perfect for hands to do, to put the hands up, because he's handy. Enough puns. I gotta get to work. I mean, it seems pretty straightforward. You put a 3/16 bit on your drill, you drill a hole, you put this in the back of the hand, and you just screw it into the hole. So I can't imagine this being too difficult. I just have to get my drill bit and my drill and get these things going. I really need to find a different way to carry this thing. That feels so weird. Nice to meet you. If you decide you're not going to use these things for hanging up a guitar, you could always use it to practice your cool guy handshake. I don't know. I've never been good at those. I think I'll just use it for guitar. I've pre-marked the hole in this beam that I've put up. And I put up a beam instead of just going stud by stud because I have more than one guitar to hang up here. It's going to go right there. So let's make a hole. There. And now to put the hand in. This would actually super hurt. Ah! Hey kids, look what I can do. I can spin my hand all the way around several times. I had to make sure that this was the correct side. So that's a right hand. And then I'll have to find a left to go next, and then just keep doing that until I have lefts and rights all in a row, so it looks like somebody's peeking through the wall putting their hands there. Something like that. First hand is up. I'm kind of laughing because it's funny to me to see a human hand. This is a creative idea. The guys at Guitar Grip, that's pretty creative that you did this. Only one way to tell how this looks. That's to give them a guitar to hang on to. I guess that's the idea there. I'll probably have to twist it a little bit just to get it to sit just right. See something like that. There we go. The nice thing is you can just adjust these and make it just the way you want. Oh, I think that looks pretty cool. It's like he's about to bust out into a guitar solo. Love it. I just got to finish the rest of this wall, and then I'll show you guys how it looks. I have to say, I really like that. It looks so cool. It's like zombies were breaking into my store and got stuck halfway through the wall, and I was like, hey, while you're there, can you hold this guitar for me? It looks really, really cool. I love it. I like having interesting things for people to look at, and it's way better than just your average guitar stand. Guitar Grip was nice enough to send me some of these as a sample to put up in the store, and I'm including a discount code in this video, so if you read the description, there's a discount code for 10% off. So if you want to have one of these cool hands holding the guitar at your house or studio or wherever you might have a guitar, check out that code and check them out. They're really cool. One last thing I forgot to mention, if you don't have a board like I have behind me to put the hands on, they have this little disc that goes straight in onto the wall, and you can put it pretty much anywhere in drywall. They even give you the drywall mounting screws. So it's pretty versatile. So pretty neat, and I'm glad that that's one area of my store that's finally done too. If you notched it out, we're gonna... No more will we see the electrical box back there that was driving you crazy.
Yeah, that'll be nice to get. Well, it'll be accessible, but it'll be covered up.
I like what you did with the window, and that boxed in treatment actually looks pretty nice. It makes it look authentic and old. And Josh, you were saying you kind of did that because it reminded you of this other wall, right?
Yeah, this wall here, yeah.
Yeah, so it'll be a reflection of the opposite side of the room.
Yeah, I think it looks good.
Yeah, I think so too. It does look good. After a quick bite to eat with Josh, Dakota, and Sean, we are now back. The guys look like they're finishing up the work on the side of the building here. Let's have a look. So retaining wall is in. They've done plastic wrap. They're putting some gravel mix down the side, leaving a bit of space for air, and then they're gonna build this up and kind of bring it down. Hear all that noise behind me? That's the noise of a whole crew working away. So the new earth is right there, the new soil. They've got the old dirt getting hauled out of here. Sod's gonna go in. Things are progressing. I'll be excited to see all that gone and start seeing all this gravel get laid out. Coming up with the plan for the electrical box. We had talked before about maybe using the kitchen is the key to victory war bond poster I had, but it's kind of a valuable piece. I don't really want to just designate it for permanent use as a cover for an electrical panel. But I did have a sign, which Josh is holding. It is the old Delaware Punch sign, and I think that this, because this was a general store, I think it's nice to have a general store sign. You okay back there, Dakota? He sounds like he's hacking up a lung back there. The idea, I think, is that we'll use that and then you'll build like a wooden frame sort of around it?
Yeah, so this will look like it's like it's picture framed in a piece, and then it'll swing open with the whole
thing will come.
thing, right? And then it'll just have like a box around it.
Yeah.
That we can stain or whatever. And I think that'll look good.
Perfect. Yeah, you can use that, absolutely.
Excellent.
Josh is midway through framing around the electrical panel. Just doesn't look very nice right now. It's kind of unsightly, so it'll be nice when there's a little hinged cover that will go on there. And I like the idea of the advertising sign. Josh and Dakota are just kind of packing things up. I'll go check out the cover you guys made for the panel. We're a little bit worried though, because they came here this morning before the contractors arrived. And now they're kind of a little bit trapped. We think that they'll be able to get out and around. They've got enough of a path cleared. So let those guys work for a couple minutes and get that cleaned up. And you don't want to Dukes of Hazzard jump that dirt pile?
I do.
Dakota does.
I want to see that happen.
That's because it's Josh's truck, not yours. For Josh's big reveal. There it is. Nice way to cover your electrical panel. We use the old advertising sign. We as in you did. I just provided the sign.
Yeah.
So how does it open?
Okay, so since we didn't have any hinges, these hinges were actually too big. You were gonna take this off.
Yeah.
So temporarily, it's just lift up
Oh, okay.
Put on.
We can hinge
I
it
mean,
later.
it can be temporary or forever.
Is it fairly stable that way?
Oh yeah. Yeah, if I can just find the middle, there we go.
Okay, well, it looks good, and it's nice not to see that ugly panel.
Yeah, I think like no one's gonna know except for that
The big cord.
big piece of conduit is sticking out.
Well, actually, it's funny because the Delaware Punch looks like it's electrified. Like it's got the big cable.
Yeah, it does,
Yeah, it's some kind of, wow, you got to try that Delaware Punch. We have to keep electricity in it. That looks great. So you guys are pretty well done. You're wrapping up for the night.
Yeah.
And then I guess after I get moved in the next week or so, I'll probably need you to come back in and help me out with getting the bar stools and the counter put in and doing a little bit of work there. But I really appreciate you guys coming out today. Busy doing other stuff though. You have a YouTube channel now. Everybody's been saying Jakota needs a YouTube channel. So how are we going to find your YouTube channel?
I got it now. Yes, it is called.
Madness Channel.
Yeah, so same as Madness Photography, MADNEZZ, but it's Madness Channel, 2 spaces. You can also look up Jack Madness too, and it's my. If you follow my Instagram, you'll know my logo. So, I mean, and if you don't, then I guess you're gonna have to look.
All right. And how many videos do you have up so far?
I have 1 video.
Yeah. But one amazing video.
Ah, thanks, man.
Yeah, it's really cool. There it is right there. There's the one. Oh, and you've subscribed. What a good brother you are.
Of course. You have to join the madness.
Yeah, the madness.
Well, this is it, the morning of the big move. Moving day today, we've rented a truck from Penske Rentals. And first things I want to get into the back is Zoltar. You want to get the stuff in the front of the cab that you really want to get out last. So the stuff I need out first has to go at the back, which is going to be the showcases. Patrick is here helping me out, and we're going to get this store emptied out today. Okay, you want me to stand with it, or do you want to do the lift?
I'll do the lift. You can stand on it.
Oh, I get to ride up on it. Okay.
Just watch that belly. This belly's not really here.
Yeah, all right. Up we go. Whee! One of the things that I'm moving over to the new store is this. It's a piano. Josh, I had him gut it for me and paint it red last year, and we were using it as a clothing rack. We were using the bar here to hang clothes off of. But I have a special plan for it for our kitchen. It's gonna need a little bit of more TLC and attention, but I think it's gonna be a neat addition to the new location. But gotta get this loaded up too. Wish I could just drive it there. It'd be more fun. First truckload. I've had to drive up on the sidewalk so we have a level surface. Patrick's just getting the dolly ready. Hey Patrick, I think this dolly is hard of hearing.
Why is that?
Because it's a dolly pardon.
Oh.
Worst bumps are over. About exactly where I imagined that. Now I've got to get the little one right next to it. Follow Patrick back out to the van. We'll offload another showcase. Hey, look, they finished my parking lot too. I feel like I should be playing baseball or something whenever I see fresh gravel. Except it's not red. Oops, that was me. I stepped on the cord. My bad. With all this moving going on, probably the one thing I'm happiest about is having a nice big parking pad to park on. In fact, I'm gonna put the moving truck on it right now, just so I'm out of the way. Beautiful. Dropped Patrick off at the house. He's gonna be spending time with his kids. I am at my old store, and it's really feeling empty in here. There's still some cool pieces I have to bring, like that clock and some other stuff, but it's just such a mess right now. Not really looking forward to having to deal with this by myself today. Melissa's busy with the kids. They're going to the park and having fun without me. And I'm moving, but I know that, you know, a few more trips and I'll be able to get this done. I know this is probably gonna sound crazy, but I'm just a little bit in love with this cube van. It's so crazy. I've never been impressed with a moving van before, but this one was actually super cool. It's a cab over. You wouldn't want to pull that lever and then slam on your brakes too hard, because that would wake you up real good. The best thing about this truck is that it had a lift gate. So it made everything so much easier today. Probably the best decision I made in the move so far was accidentally coming across Penske and getting that truck. Hard to believe this is the same store I had so many memories in. It looks so empty and still so much that I have to do. That's all I'm gonna do at this shop for tonight. One last trip over to the old, well, I guess the new location, and I'm gonna call it a night. I have no idea how this stuff all fit in my other store. It's getting so packed in here, but it's looking really good. My mom, Linda, has showed up and she's helping me offload the last of the truck. Well, for today. I can't get everything out of the store today because I have a date with my wife. So my mom's being just a sweetheart and helping me move everything over. Thank you, Mom.
You're welcome, honey.
And while some areas of the store are not quite finished yet, other areas are starting to come along really nicely. That's it for this week's episode. It was a big one too. We got the water drainage issue fixed on the side of the house. We got a parking lot, which is really cool. In the back room here, well, it's starting to fill up with inventory, and actually, I'm liking it a lot. It's really cool in here. I would shop at this store, and that's a good sign because I like stores like this, and I'm pretty glad that I own one. So follow along next week as I get back to it, try and empty out the rest of my old building, get that ready for resale, and then start to put some final finishing touches on the current space. So be as happy as this guy here behind me and me as we say goodbye, and tune in next week for next episode. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Check us out on Instagram at Curiosity Inc. YEG, or on Facebook under Curiosity Incorporated. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys. We'll see y'all soon. Bye for now.